Hello and welcome to Mathematical Coaching Center. Today in this video we'll be discussing about a quadratic equation in one variable. This is the first chapter in mathematics under West Bengal board, and here we'll be discussing what is a quadratic equation and how to solve a quadratic equation, referring to different examples from the book Ganit Prakash. We'll also try and solve few past year's questions that has come in Madhyamik examination. But before we do that, my name is Umang Khawas, and if you have any problem in learning mathematics, then consider subscribing to this channel. You can also connect me to the other social sites like Facebook and Instagram. So let's begin with the lesson. So first, let's see what is a quadratic equation. So any equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are all real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. A should not be equal to 0. So this kind of equation is known as quadratic equation. This kind of equation is known as quadratic equation. So let's see few examples. So example, x square plus x plus 1. So the form is same because it has x square, x and c. Let's compare this equation with the equation here. So the comparing with ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, we have, what do we get? We get a equals to 1 because the number here is 1, so a, the value of a is 1. The b, here the number is also 1, so b is 1, and c is 1. So what are the values of a, b and c? A is equals to 1, b is equals to 1, and c is equals to 1. So these are all real number and a is not equals to 0. Important thing is a should not be equal to 0. So these conditions are satisfied. That means it is a quadratic equation. Okay, so let's see a next example to make it more clear. So again, comparing this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, we see that x square, the coefficients of x squared is a, yes, it is 2. So the value of a is 2. There is no x, that means the value of b is equals to 0 because there is no term which is bx. Okay, so there is no term x, so the value of b should be equal to 0, and c here is 1. So a is 2, b is 0, and c is 1. So these are all real numbers and the value of a is not equals to 0. Here the value of a is equals to 2, so which is not equal to 0. So this is also a quadratic equation. So finally, let's see this one more example. So here also the value of a directly is 2. The b, value of b, here it is 1, and there is no c, that means c, the value of c is 0. So here a is 2, b is 1, and c is 0. So these are all real numbers. These are all real numbers and a is not equals to 0. The value of a is equals to 2. Okay, so this is also a quadratic equation. So now, is the equation x plus 1 equals to 0 a quadratic equation? So here we have this equation x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, is this a quadratic equation? Let's do the same thing that we did in the previous examples. Let's compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So what do we get here? That the value of a is equals to 0. See, because there is no x square, that means the value of a is equals to 0. It is 1 here, no number means it is 1x, so b is equals to 1 and c is equals to 1. So these are all real numbers till here, it's okay, but the value of a should not be equal to 0, but we are getting here it is equals to 0. So this is not a quadratic equation, so the answer is no. So it is not a quadratic equation. So what kind of equation is this? This is a linear equation of one variable. Okay, this is a linear equation. This is not a quadratic equation. So let's see how to solve a quadratic equation. Till now we understood what a quadratic equation is. So now we'll see how do we solve a quadratic equation. So we solve the quadratic equation using the following. So there are a few methods. So the first one is by using the formula x square minus y square is equals to x minus y into x plus y. So this is a very well known formula that we come across every time. So it is x square minus y square is equals to x plus y into x minus y into x plus y. So we can solve using this formula. Next is by breaking the middle term. So we can also solve the quadratic equation by breaking the middle term. And the third one is by the Sridhara Acharya's formula. Sridhara Acharya was an ancient Indian mathematician who gave a formula to solve a quadratic equation. So there are three methods in which we can solve a quadratic equation. So let's see with the help of example. So this is the question that we have taken. So you can refer to the book Ganit Prakash of class 10. It's in page number 11, question number 4.1. The question says 3x square minus 20 is equal to 60 minus 2x square. So while solving a quadratic equation, what you do is you bring all the terms on the left hand side. So you will bring 160 on the left hand side, and you'll also bring 2x square also on the left hand side. So while bringing 2x square on the left hand side, the sign is minus, so it changes to plus. Here the sign is plus because there is no sign, means it is plus, it's a positive 160. So when you bring onto the left hand side, it becomes negative 160. So this is what you get. Okay, so bringing 2x minus 2x square onto this side, it becomes plus 2x square, and bringing plus 160 onto this side, it becomes minus 160. Now you can add these two terms. 3x square plus 2x square is equal to 5x square. Okay, it is 5x square, and minus 20 and minus 60 both have the same sign, both are negative, so you need to add these two numbers, so it will become minus 180. So this is minus 180. So let's see. So it gives us 5x square minus 180 equals to 0. Now after that, when you get this term, what you do is you try to take out common. If there's any number common in between these two numbers or more than two numbers, what you do is you first try to take out common. So this is 5 into x square, and this is 5 into 36. Okay, 536 is 180. You can check this multiplication. So 5 into 36 is 180, and this is 5 into x square. So we see that this term 5 is common in both. Okay, so we'll take out 5 as common, and the remaining term will become x square minus 36. So it is 5 is common, and the term that is inside is x square minus 36. So now we'll take this 5 onto the right hand side. So this is 5 into x square minus 36, so it goes onto the right hand side, it becomes 0 by 5. It divides 0. So what is 0 by 5? It is equals to 0. So what do we get? We'll get x square minus 36 is equals to 0. Okay, because it is 0 by 5, and this 0 by 5 is equals to 0. So it becomes x square minus 36 is equals to 0. So now x square is x square. So can we write 36 in square form? How much square will give us 36? So it is 6 square will give us 36. So now it is in the formula x square minus y square. So it is in this formula x square minus y square. So what is x square minus y square? It is x minus y into x plus y. So we'll do the same thing here. So it is x minus 6 plus into x plus 6. Okay, so we are using this formula here. So now after getting x minus 6 into x plus 6, what we will do is we'll write either this part x minus 6 will be equal to 0. Okay, so either x minus 6 is equals to 0. So taking 6 onto this side, what do we get? So we'll get x is equals to 6. Okay, so this is negative, it goes on to the right hand side, so it becomes positive. So what is the value of x? X is equals to 6. But this is not the only case, we must work with x plus 6 also. So we'll write or either x minus 6 will be equal to 0 or x plus 6 will be equal to 0. When we assume x minus 6 equals 0, we got x to be 6, and now or x plus 6 is equals to 0. So this is x plus 6 equals to 0. That means taking this 6 onto the right hand side, what do we get? We get x is equals to minus 6. Why minus? Because it is plus here. So moving from left hand side to right hand side, the sign changes, so it becomes minus. So what is the value of x? The value of x is minus 6. So how many values are there for x? There are two values of x, and what are those two values? They are x equals to 6 and x equals to minus 6. So this is the required answer. This is how we solve a quadratic equation. Let's see one more example. So this is also from the same book, Ganit Prakash, class 10, page number 11, and that is question number 4. So in this type of question, what we'll do is, there is a fraction here. Okay, so we will try to find the LCM and accordingly solve it. So what is the number beneath 3x? It is 1. So that is, there is a 1 in the denominator of 3x. Okay, so this is in the numerator and this is in the denominator. So what is the LCM of 1 and x? It is simple, it is simply x. So 1 into x will give us x. So x into 3x will give us, what is x into 3x? It will be 3x square. So x into 3x is x into 3x is 3x square, and it is minus in between, minus, and here it is x into 1, x 1's are x, so 1 into 24 will give us 24. So this will be equal to x by 3. Okay, this is the LCM is x, and after finding the LCM, after solving, we get 3x minus 24 by x is equals to x by 3. Now what we'll do is, we will cross multiply this. So x into x will multiply, and we'll multiply with 3 into 3x square minus 24. So when we multiply, we get 3 into x square minus 24, multiplying with 3, cross multiplication, and x into x will give us x square. So this is the term that we get. Now what we will do is, we'll multiply with 3. Okay, so 3 into 3 is 9, and 3 into 24 will give us 72. So this will give us 72. So 9x square minus 72 is equals to x square. Now again the same thing, we'll bring each and every term on the left hand side. So I'll bring this x square on the left hand side. So what do we get? We get 9x square. Bringing this x square onto this side, it becomes minus x square, because it is plus x square here, so it becomes minus x square, minus 72 is equals to 0. So after that, again, what is 9x square minus x square? It is 8x square minus 72 is equals to 0. So now again, if there is any term that we can, if that can be taken out as common, we'll take that out as common. Okay, so here it is 8 into x square, and what is 72? Can I say it to be 8 into 8 9 is 72? So it is 8 into 9. So now I can take this 8 common, so it will become, 8 will come out as common, and it will become x square minus 9. So this will be equal to 0. So x square minus 9 equals to 0. Now again taking x onto this right hand side, so it will become 0 by 8. So it will become 0 by 8. So it is 0 by 8, and what is 0 by 8? It will become 0. So what will be the term that will get after taking 8 onto the side? It will become x square minus 9 is equals to 0. Again, x square is already in square form. Can we change this into in square form? What is how much square will give us 9? it is 3 square. 3 into 3 is 9. So I've changed that into 9 as 3 square. Again, we'll be using the same formula, that is x square minus y square is x minus y into x plus y. So it will give us x minus 3 into x plus 3 equals to 0. Now either x minus 3 will be equal to 0 or x plus 3 will be equal to 0. So let's see. X minus 3 equals to 0 will give us x is equals to 3. Either x minus 3 equals 0, taking 3 onto this right hand side, we have x equals to 3, or x minus 3 equals to 0. So x minus 3 equals 0, and taking 3 onto this side, what will we get? We'll get x is equals to minus 3. Why minus? Because it's plus here. Taking onto the right hand side, it becomes minus. So these are the two values of x. So what are the values of x? The values of x are x equals to 3 and x equals to minus 3. So two values of x are x equals 3 and minus 3. So this is how we solve a quadratic equation using the formula x square minus y square equals to x minus y into x plus y. Okay. Now let's move on to the next process, that is breaking the middle term. So the process itself, it's breaking the middle term. That means we break this middle term. That means we break this term 5x into two parts. So how do we break this 5 into two parts? Okay, so now first what we will do is we'll see the values, the constant value, and we'll see the coefficients of x square. So what are the values, coefficient of x square here? It is 1, and what is the constant number here? That is 6. So we'll multiply that and we'll get 6 into 1 is equals to 6. Okay, this is 6. Now 5 has to be broken into two parts, okay, such that when, so this plus sign here will come here. Okay, so plus. So 5 has to be broken into two parts such that when we add those two numbers, we should get 5, and we multiply those two numbers, we should get it to be 6. Okay, so we have to get two numbers such that when adding should give us 5. So this is 5. Why adding? Because there is plus here, so we'll use the sign here. And when being multiplied, we should give us 6. Why? Because the constant number and the coefficients of x square when being multiplied is giving us 6. So that is the rule in breaking the middle term. Okay, so x square is x square only. So what we'll write is, we'll just write x square is x square only, plus in place of 5 we'll write we'll put a blank here, we'll write a plus here, and we'll write again a blank here. So that means there must be two numbers here. Okay, and there's a value x plus 6 equals to 0. Now I have to replace here two numbers such that when being multiplied it should be 6, and when being added it should be 5. So 5 is equals to something, number should plus some number here, and 6 should be equal to some number here into some number here. So what are the two numbers? It's quite easy in this case, that if we add 3 plus 2 it is 5, and 3 into 2 it is 6. So what number should be put in this blank is 3 and 2. So we'll write x square plus 3 plus 2x plus 6 equals to 0. So now there is a plus sign here and there's a bracket here. So whenever you open this bracket, you need to multiply with the sign that is in front of the bracket. Okay, so you will multiply the sign of 3 with this plus sign and the sign of 2 with this plus sign here, because there's a bracket and the numbers inside are 3 and 2. So after doing that, what we'll get is plus into plus is 3x, this x gets attached to with this 3 after opening the bracket, and this plus into plus is again plus plus, and that is 2x plus 6. So now let's see the overall process what we did. So we had this x square plus 5x plus 6 equals 0, and after doing it we get, what did we get? We got x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 6 equals to 0. That means x square is x square only, plus 6 is also plus 6. So what has happened is that 5x is broken into two parts. So the process breaking the middle term. So we have broken this middle term into two parts, that is 3x and 2x. Okay, after doing this, what we'll do is we'll see the first two term and the last two term. So now what we will do is we'll take out common from the first two term and from the last two term. So what is the common out here in the first two term? This is x into x, and this is 3 into x. So I see that x is common out here, so I've taken x common. So this is x into x, so x into x, and this is 3 into x. So 1x and x is taken out common. So what is the remaining term? That is x plus 3. So it is x plus 3. Again it is 2 into x here, and it is 2 into 3. Okay, it is 2 into 3. So 2 is common out here. Okay, after taking out 2 common, I've taken out 2 common. So what will be the term remaining? X plus 3. It will be x plus 3 inside the bracket. Now here we see that x plus 3 and x plus 3 is again common. See, x plus 3 is also here, x plus 3 is also here. So we'll take this whole term x plus 3 common. So when we take out x plus 3 as common, so what is the term remaining inside? Will be x plus 2. This is x plus 2. So this is how we get x plus 2. Again the same thing here. Now x plus 3 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. So what we will do? We'll again write either or. Okay, now either x plus 3 will be equal to 0. This implies x equals to minus 3. By taking 3 onto this side, it is plus here, so it becomes minus. Next is or x plus 2 equals to 0. Taking 2 onto the right hand side, we get x equals to minus 2. So what are the values of x? The values of x are x equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 2. Therefore x equals to minus 2 and x equals to minus 3 are the required answer for this quadratic equation. So this is how we do breaking the middle term. Okay, let's see one more example. This you can refer to the book Ganit Prakash, class 10, and it is in page number 11, question number 4.3. Okay, so we have here x minus 7 into x minus 9 is equals to 195. So either x minus 7 is equals to 195. This is completely wrong. Okay, you cannot just write in the previous examples after getting x minus 7 or x minus 9 equals to some numbers, we always did either or, but here you cannot do either or. Either or is only possible when the right hand side has the number 0. Okay, it is only possible when the right hand side number at the right hand side is 0. It should not be other number excluding 0. It is only possible when this number on the right hand side is 0. Okay, so here it is 195. So this either or is not possible. So most of the student make mistake here. Okay, they will directly write either x minus 7 is 195 and x minus 9 is 195. So this is completely wrong. So let's see how do we solve this problem then. So what we will do is we will multiply x minus 7 with x minus 9. So how do we multiply? There is two term here, x minus 7. So we'll multiply x into x minus 9 and minus 7 into x minus 9. So it is x into x minus 9 minus 7 into x minus 9. Simple multiplication. So now x into x is x square, and x into 9 is 9x. So simple multiplication will do. 7 into x is 7x, and 7 into 9 is 63. Okay, and whenever we multiply the numbers, we need to multiply their sign also. So now let's see. So this is x into x, so it is x square. The sign is plus here, the sign is plus here, so plus into plus, it will give us plus. So again, x into 9 will give us 9x, and plus into minus will give us minus 9x. Here 7 into x will give us 7x, and minus the sign here, it is plus, so minus into plus will give us minus 7x. And again 7 into 9 will give us 63, and minus into minus will give us plus. So this is equals to 195. So this is what we get after multiplication. So now here we see minus 9 and minus 7 can be added. Why? Because they are same sign. So both are negative, so we add them, and what do we get? We get minus 16. So this is what we get. So x square minus 16 plus 63 is equals to 195. Now we'll bring this 195 onto the left hand side, so it is plus here. So what does it become? It becomes minus 195. So rest is same, x square minus 16 plus 63 minus 195, taking plus 95 onto the left hand side. Now we can subtract this. Why subtraction here? Because 63 is positive and 195 is negative, and after subtraction we get 132, and we use the sign of a bigger number, that is 195, so it is minus 132. Now this is in quadratic equation form. So x square minus 16x minus 132 is equals to 0. So now we will break the middle term. Now as we see, the sign here is 16, so 16 must be divided into two parts. So it must be divided into two parts, such that when you subtract that, we should get 16. Why subtraction? Because of this sign minus here. Okay, because it is minus here, so it should be of subtraction. Okay, so it should be subtraction, and whenever we multiply, it should be 132. We should get 132. Why? Because 132 into the number here, the coefficient of x square is 1, so 132 into 1 is 132, so we should get 132 when being multiplied. So there are two conditions. When being multiplied, there should be two numbers. When being multiplied, it should give us 132, and when being subtracted, should give us 16. So we must fill in this gap with two numbers. When being subtracted must give us 16, and when being multiplied should give us 132. So it is not as easy as previous example. So what we will do in this case is that we will see the factors of 132. We'll try and see the factors of 132. So let's see, let's make the combination of numbers. Okay, so if we keep 2 into 2 together, so it becomes 4, and 3 into 11, it becomes 33. So these are the two numbers that we get after making a combination of two numbers each. Okay, the factors of 132 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 11. So when you multiply all of these numbers, you'll get 132. Now what we will do is we'll try to combine two numbers each. So I'm combining 2 and 2, we are getting 4. 2 to the 4, and 3 into 11 is 33. Now I'll try to subtract this. 33 minus 4, is it 16? It is not 16, so this is not working. So we'll try the next combination. What if I keep 2 and 11 together? So 2 into 11 is 22, and 2 into 3, it will give us 6. So this, it is, one is 22 and the other one is 6. So when I subtract this, will I get 16? 22 minus 6. Okay, the answer will be 16. Okay, so 22 minus 6 will give us 16. So what are the two numbers that we must write is 22 here, 22 minus 6. Okay, so 22 minus 6 will give us 16, and when being multiplied, 22 into 6 will give us 132. So this is how we find the two numbers. We will first see the factors of 132, the numbers that is at the last, or after multiplying with the coefficients of x square, whatever we get, we try to find the factors of it, and we will try to combine the numbers in the factors, okay, and try to make out two numbers out of it, such that when being subtracted we should get 16. Same process we can apply elsewhere also in breaking the middle term. So what was the two number? The two number were 22 and 6. Okay, so again the same thing, when you open this bracket you need to multiply with the sign that is in front of the bracket. Here it is minus, so minus into plus will give us minus, and minus into minus will give us minus into minus will give us plus. Okay, here minus into plus will give us minus, so it will become x square minus 22x plus 6x minus 32 equals to 0. So now we have broken 16 into two parts, minus 22 plus 6x. Okay, now from the first two and the last two we'll try to see what is common. So here it is x into x and it is 22x, so x is common, so we'll take out x common. So after taking out x common, we have x minus 22, so it is x minus 22 after taking out x common here. So here 6x minus 130, so what is common out here? So we know that it is 6 into 22. Okay, you have already seen that 6 into 22 is 132, so here it is 6 is common, so we'll try to take out 6 common. So what will be the term inside the bracket? So it will be x minus 22, so it is 6 common, so it will become x minus 22 is equals to 0. Here again we see that x minus 22 and x minus 22 are common, so we take that out of the bracket, and what we get is x minus 22 into x plus 6. Okay, so after taking this out of the bracket, x minus 22 and x minus 22, so what is the remaining term? X and plus 6, so it will become x plus 6 here. So now you can do either or. Okay, now why here it is possible to either? Because we have 0 here, it is 195 here, so it was not possible directly to write either or in the beginning. So now either x minus 22 will be 0, so taking 22 onto this side we have x is equals to 22. Okay, and from here, or x plus 6 equals 0, taking plus 6 onto this side we have x is equals to minus 6. So what are the two values of x? It is x equals 22 and x equals to minus 6. So these are the two values of x. Okay, let's see the next example. So this is also from the book Ganit Prakash, class 10. It is in page number 11, question number 4, 9. Okay, and it has come in examination, Madhyamik Pariksha examination in 2020. Okay, so let's see this example. So it is 1 by x minus 3 minus 1 by x plus 5 equals to 1 by 6. So here also it is in fraction, so we'll start by finding the LCM. So what is the LCM of x minus 3 and x plus 5? It is directly x minus 3 into x plus 5. Okay, so there are no terms common out here, so it is x minus 3, x minus 3, x plus 5, x plus 5. Now x minus 3 is the term here. Okay, so if we cover this up, x minus 3, if we cover this up, okay, if we cover x minus 3 because it is in the denominator here, so what is the term remaining here? X plus 5. So we'll multiply x plus 5 with the number that is in the numerator, that is 1. So x plus 5 into 1 will give us x plus 5. So same thing, what is the term out here? X plus 5. So we'll cover this up. Okay, we'll cover this up. So what is the term remaining out here? X plus 3. So we'll multiply this with 1 here. Okay, the number that is in the numerator. So here it is minus, so we'll write minus in between, and x minus 3 into 1 is x minus 3. So this is what we get, as equals to 1 by 6. Okay, now we'll open the bracket. So whenever we open a bracket, again I'm saying that whenever you open a bracket, you need to multiply with the sign that is in front of the bracket. So there's no sign, that means it is plus. Plus into plus is plus, plus into plus is plus. So there will be x plus 5, and here it is minus and it is plus here. So minus into plus is minus, and minus into minus will give us plus. So it is something like this. So plus into plus, plus here. So plus into plus, it is plus here. So minus into plus, it is minus, and minus into minus, it is plus. Okay, so this is how we get after opening the bracket. Now I can see that there is x plus x and minus x. I can cancel this too, and 5 plus 3 will give us 8. So it will become 8 by x minus 3, x plus 5 is equal to 1 by 6. Now we will cross multiply this. We will cross multiply this. Okay, so 6 into 8 and x minus 3 into x plus 5 into 1. So when we cross multiply this, what we'll get is x minus 3 into x plus 5 into 1 is x minus 3 into x plus 5 into 1, and 6 into 8 is 48. Again here we cannot directly say either or because it is not 0 here. Okay, so how do we solve this? We will solve it like the previous method. Here we will multiply x minus 3 with x plus 5. Okay, so now multiplying with x minus 3, x into x plus 5, so x into x plus 5, and again minus 3 into x plus 5, so minus 3 into x plus 5. So now what we will get is x into x is x square, x into 5 is 5x, minus 3 into x is minus 3x, and minus 3 into 5 is minus 15. Okay, so whenever we multiply two numbers, we need to multiply their sign also, and that will be equal to 48. So next we will subtract this because it is positive and negative opposite sign, so subtraction. So 5x minus 3x will give us 2x, and 15 minus 15 is minus 15 only, and we'll bring 48 onto the side, so it is plus here, so it becomes minus 48. So this is what we get. Again this is negative 15 and negative 48, so we'll add these two terms and we'll get 63. Okay, we'll get 63. Now this is again in quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. Finally we are getting a quadratic equation. Now we will solve it by breaking the middle term. Okay, now there must be two numbers. Okay, when being multiplied it should be 63, it should be 63, and when being subtracted, because subtraction is a minus is here, so it should give 2. Okay, so when being subtracted it should give us 2, and being multiplied it should give us 63. So it is also not very easy, so we'll see the factors of 63. Okay, if I keep this two together, so it will give us 21 and 3. So will this subtraction give us 2? Will the subtraction 21 minus 3 will give us 2? No, it will not give us 2. Okay, so let us see the other combination. So let's keep this together. So 3 into 3 will give us 9, and 7 is 7 only. So is this subtraction equals to 2? Okay, yes, it is equals to 2, and 7 9s is 63. Okay, so we'll write the number 9 and 7 here. We'll write 9 and 7 here. So now we'll open the bracket. Okay, and the number that and the sign that is in front of the bracket is plus. So plus into plus is plus, and plus into minus is minus. So 9x minus 7x. So here from the first two, and the last two we'll try to take out common. Okay, let's try to see it from here. So from the first two and last two we'll try to take out common. So what is x square? It is x into x, and it is 9x, so x is obviously common, so we'll try to take out common. So when we take out x common, so the remaining term is x plus 9. So here 7 into x, and we know that it is 7 into 9, right? So it is 7 into 9, so we'll take out 7 common. So we are taking out 7 common, but we have taken minus 7 common. Okay, the sign is also important here. So if we take out minus this minus and 7 common, so x will be remaining out here, so it will be positive x. And if we take out minus 7 common from here, so what is 9? It will be positive 9. So what will be inside the bracket? It will be x plus 9 equals to 0. Understood? Because we are taking out minus 7 common, so from both the numbers minus 7 should come out. So if I take out minus 7 from minus 7x, so x will be positive, minus 7x from minus 63, so the remaining 9 will also become positive. Okay, because minus 7 is taken out as common. Now here we see that 9x minus 9 and x minus 9 are again common. So if we take out x minus 9 common, so what are the term remaining? So x minus 7, so we get x minus 7. So now we can do either or, because it is equals to 0. Now either x minus 7 is equals to 0, okay, either this is equals to 0, so it will give us, taking x onto this right hand side, we'll get x equals to 7, or x plus 9 is equals to 0, taking 9 onto the right hand side, we get x equals to minus 9. So what are the values of x? The values of x is minus 9 and 7. 7 and 9 are the two values of x. So this is how we solve this equation. So let us now see the process given by Sridhara Acharyya. Okay, so let us see the quadratic equation. Suppose this is a quadratic equation. So the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and we know that a should not be equal to 0. That is the basic rule of quadratic equation. Then the formula x square is equals to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This is the formula to directly find the value of x, and this formula was given by the ancient Indian mathematician known as Sridhara Acharyya. Okay, and this formula is known as Sridhara Acharya's formula. Okay, so it looks a bit complicated while we see it in this way. So let's try to work out with the help of example. So let's see a example. So here this is a quadratic equation. So 3x square plus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. Now what we will do is we will try to compare it with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. We'll try to find the values of a, b and c. So we'll try to see what is the value of a, b and c. So comparing these two equations, we see that the value of a is 3, the value of b is 2, and the value of c is minus 1. So always be careful with the negative sign also. Okay, the sign is very, very important out here. So we have a is equals to 3, b is equals to 2, and c is equals to minus 1. So this is what we do at the beginning of this process. Okay, now so what is the formula? So you need to remember this formula, which says x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now what we will do is we'll just replace the value of a, b and c in this formula. So minus b, so in place of b we'll write 2, b square again your 2 square, 4, what is a is 3, c is minus 1, and 2 is 2 into a is 2 into 3. So this is what we get. B minus 2, value of b is 2, so b square is 2 square, okay, and 4ac is 4 is 4, a is 3, c is minus 1 and 3. So whenever you replace these values, always try to use a bracket. Why? Because it reduces the possibility of making any error. Okay, so now after solving this, what we get is, so it is 2 square is 4, and 4 into 3 is 12, into 1 is 12, minus into plus is minus, this is, so minus into plus is minus, into minus is plus. Okay, so we need, whenever we multiply the numbers, we multiply their sign also, so we get plus 12. So now what is 4 plus 12? It is 16. What is 4 plus 12? It is 16. So minus 2 plus minus under root 16. Now we will find the under root of 16. So what is the under root of 16? So it is 4. Okay, now after this, now there is minus 2 here, plus minus 4. So there is minus 2 plus minus 4. Now we cannot add and subtract at the same time. So what we'll do, we will from here use either or. Okay, so either minus 2 using plus sign, plus 4 by 6. Okay, I'm using plus sign here. First I'm using plus sign. So minus 2 plus 4 will give us 2 by 6, right? X is equals to minus 2 plus 4 will give us 2. Okay, opposite sign subtraction, so it will give us 2. We'll use the sign of the bigger number, that is plus, so 2 by 6. So cancelling 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6. So what do we get? We get 1 by 3. So what is the value of x? It is 1 by 3. Or here we are using plus, now we have to use the sign minus. Okay, so minus sign here. So here it is negative sign, both are negative sign. So what we'll do, we'll add. So 4 5 6, it will become minus 6. So 6 1s are 6, 6 1s are 6, it is minus 1. So what is the value of x? The other value of x is minus 1. So there are two values of x, okay, minus 1 by 3 and minus 1. So this is how we solve using Sridhara Acharya's method. There's a formula which says x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a, and solving this we'll get the values of x. Okay, so this is how we solve using Sridhara Acharya's method. Okay, now let's solve few past year's questions too. Okay, so this is also from the book. This is also from the book Ganit Prakash class 10. Okay, not exactly from the book. A similar question is there in page number 11, question number 17. Okay, so it has come in Madhyamik 2018. So let's try and solve this question. The question says x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 whole square minus 5x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 plus 6 equals 0. So here I see that this complicated form of number, that is x plus 4 divided by x minus 4, is being repeated. Okay, so whenever this kind of terms, a complicated term is being repeated, what we will do is we will just assume it to be some other variable. So let x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 is equals to y. So this whole thing will become y square minus 5. Okay, minus 5 is here, so this is again y plus 6 is equals to 0. Okay, so this whole thing I have taken it y square minus 5y plus 6 equals to 0. Then we'll get something like this, y square minus 5y plus 6 equals to 0. Again, this is a quadratic equation, so we can solve either by Sridhara Acharya's also you can use, or by breaking the middle term. So here let's use breaking the middle term. Okay, so this 5 has to be broken up into two parts. When being added, should give us 5, and when being multiplied should give us 6. So after opening the bracket, so this is my minus into plus is minus 3x, minus into plus is minus 2x, plus 6 is equals to 0. So from the first two we'll try to take out common, and from the last two we'll try to take out common. So here we see that y square is y into y, and this is 3 is common, so we'll take out y common, so it will be y minus 3, and here it is 2 into 3, 6 is 2 into 3. Okay, so if we take out 2 common, we are taking out 2 common, but not just 2 but negative 2. So 2 is being taken out, but negative 2, so it is plus here. So when we take out negative sign from plus, it becomes negative, because minus into minus is equals to plus. Okay, so plus is made up of two negative signs, so when we are taking out one negative, it becomes negative, so it will become minus 3. So it is y minus 3. This is equals to 0. So again y minus 3 is common in both the numbers, so we'll take out y minus 3 common, and it will become y minus 2 equals to 0. So now we'll do either and or. So either y minus 3 is equals to 0, so this implies y equals to 3, but this is not the answer. Okay, because here we are not supposed to find the value of y, but we are to solve and find the value of x. So y, what is y? Y is x plus 4 divided by x minus 4. So we'll replace here the value of y, so it will give us x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 is equals to 3. Okay, so now cross multiplying this, what is the number beneath 3? It is 1, so 1 into x plus 4, and 3 into x plus 4 will give us 3 minus 12, and x plus 4 into 1 will give us x plus 4. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll bring x onto this side and take 12 onto this side. Okay, so it will give us 3x minus x, minus 12 will go on to the right hand side, so it becomes my plus 12, and this is minus x. So what is 3x minus x? It is 2x, and what is 4 plus 12? It is 16. So taking 2 onto this side, this is 2 into x, so it will be 16 by 2 onto this side. So cancellation, 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16, so this will give us x equals to 8. So what is the value of x? So it is 8. So one value of x is 8, but this is from either y minus 3 equals to 0. So we have one more, that we have to assume that y minus 2 is equals to 0. So from or y minus 2 equals 0, taking y minus 2 onto the right hand side, we have taking minus 2 onto the right hand side, we have y minus 2 equals 0. Again, here we are not supposed to find the value of y, rather we have to find the value of x. So what we'll do is we'll replace x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 onto the place of y. So this will x plus y divided by x minus y is equals to 2. So cross multiplying this, what we'll get is, because the number beneath 2 is 1, so cross multiplying this, 1 into x plus 4 and 2 into x minus 4. So 2 into x minus 4 will give us 2x minus 8, and x plus 4 into 1 will give us x plus 4. So now what we will do, we'll bring the term containing x on one side. So I'll bring x onto this side and take 4 onto 8 minus 8 onto this side. So it will give us minus x, taking x onto this side, and plus 8 onto this side. So this is what we get. So what is x, 2x minus x? So it is x. And what is 4 plus 8? It is 12. So what is the value of x? So the other value of x is 12. So what are the two values of x then? One is 8 and the other one is 12. So there are two values of x, that is 8 and 12. So this is the required answer for this question. Okay, so again, moving on, let's see one more example, that is again from the book Ganit Prakash. Okay, that is from class 10. that is in page 11, question number 416, and it has come in Madhyamik 2017. Now in this question what we will do is we will bring we'll bring 1 by x onto this side. Okay, before solving we'll bring this 1 by x onto this side. So it is 1 by a plus b plus x minus 1 by x is equals to 1 by a plus 1 by a plus 1 by b. So we have two terms on each of these sides. So let us find the LCM of a plus b plus x and x. So what will be the LCM? So it will become simply a plus b plus x into x. Okay, so now a plus b plus x is there. So if we cover this up, a plus b plus x, so we have x into 1, so that will give us x. So we have a minus sign in between. Again, if we cover on the term that is in the denominator here, it is x. So if we cover this up, the remaining term a plus b plus x into 1 will give us a plus b plus x. Okay, so similarly here also what will be the LCM of a and b? It will be ab. So what is the term here? It is a, so I'll cover this a. So what is the term remaining? B into 1 will give us b. So the sign here is plus and b. Now again the number in the denominator is b, so if I cover this up, so a into 1 will give us a. Okay, so this is after finding the LCM. Now what I'll do is, now I will open the bracket. Now I'll open this bracket. Okay, so whenever we open a bracket, we need to multiply with the sign that is in front of the bracket. Okay, so I have to multiply with the negative sign here. So what I'll get is, it is x is x, so a minus into plus is minus, minus into plus is minus, minus into plus is minus. Okay, so divided by, again now I'll multiply with x. X into a is ax, x into b is bx, and x into x is x square. So x in ax plus bx plus x square equals to, here it is the same. What I'm doing is, this is b plus a, so I'm just writing a plus b, okay, divided by a into b. Now here I see I can cancel x and x because one is positive, the other one is negative, and the remaining term that I see here, minus a minus b, I see minus is common here. So what I'll do is I'll take out minus common. So after taking out minus common, a plus b plus x. Okay, so I've taken out minus common here, and the remaining term a x plus bx plus x square is same here, a plus b and a into b, it is all same. Now I see a plus b and a plus b on both the sides, so I'll cancel this. So a plus b ones are, okay, a plus b ones are, okay, on both the sides I'm cancelling this, and I'll write x square in the front, okay, in the beginning. So what I'll get after that is something like this. So it is minus 1 here and 1 here, and it is x square plus ax plus b and ab. After that, what I'll do is I'll just multiply, cross multiply. Okay, so this into this, this into this. So it is x square plus ax plus bx into 1 and ab into minus 1. So this is what we get. After that, I'll bring minus ab onto this side. So it is minus, so it becomes plus. Okay, after now what we'll do is, now from the first two term and the last two term we'll try to take out common. So it is x square plus a into x, so x is common, so taking out x common, it is x plus a, and it is b into x and it is a into b, so I see b is common out here, so plus b is taken out as common, so remaining term will be x plus a. Okay, this is equals to 0. So we have x plus a, both the term common, so the remaining term is x a plus b. So this is x plus a, x plus b equals to 0. So now again I'll do either or, either x plus a equals 0, so this gives us x equals to minus a, that is one value of x is minus a, or x plus b equals 0, that will give us x equals to minus b. So this will give us x equals to minus a minus b. I hope that this video was helpful to you all, and we will also try and update another video for word problem and for the relation between roots and coefficients. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, then I suggest subscribing it now. Thank you for watching and have a good day.